Something.
Test, test, test. All right, there we go. Hey, everybody, welcome to Tips of Governance. I don't know, I think I'm having trouble with my microphone here. The actual console. Sorry about that. We're here, episode 274, and it is a big episode. Like usual, we're very happy to have everybody on the panel here and everybody in the chat. Good morning to you all. We're going to start with the state of the Treasury, which is looking super, super good this week. Now, last week we were wondering, there's this huge dip and dot, and we were wondering where did all that dot go? Well, that was because of the execution of the ref to start DCAing into all those stable coins. That was a huge amount of dot. So that's where all that dot went. This week, however, we are up 80,000 dot from this time last week, which is worth $320,000 even at today's plummeting market values. That brings the dot stack to 25.54 million dot. USDT also up this week 610,000 to 5.45 million, and USDC down 240,000 to 3.08 million. Really nice to see these healthy stablecoin stacks. Lots of firepower, firepower, ready to go. That's the state of the treasury. I'll now throw it over to Funky for the state of the funk.
Thanks so much, Jay. The state of the funk is mustachioed.
Very
Clearly, my
much
wife
so.
absolutely hates it, but everybody else seems to be laughing every time I get on cam now at meetings and stuff like that. So excited to be here. I know I've been hit or miss on AAG the last few weeks because things are just so busy at Global Stake. But I'm wearing my old Sub-Zero t-shirt from 2023 Lisbon in celebration of the fact that I'm officially going to
No
Argentina.
way.
I will get to see many of you, especially some friends that I have not met in person. So super excited for that. I also have to be doing double duty at the Staking Summit, which I believe is the 15th, 16th. You can pretty much guarantee I will be at Sub-Zero all day on the 14th. I land at like 9 a.m. So looking forward to seeing friends old and new, and very excited, of course, to see you, Jay.
Oh
Thanks so
my
much.
God, I'm looking forward to it. Sub-Zero, is it's going to be so, so good. We almost finalized the schedule for people speaking on stage. We're way overbooked. We got this stage so chock full of excellent talent that you're definitely going to want to see. And then they have 13 different immersive rooms, different projects in the ecosystem. No shilling, all immersion. It's going to be so, so sweet. Do get your tickets now to Buenos Aires for 14th to 16th while you still can. It's going to be awesome. That's great to hear, Funky. You know, your dear wife obviously right about so many things. In this case, 100% wrong. Love the mustache, Funky.
I can't wait to tell her that one.
All right, send her my best wishes. That's the state of the funk. Very nice. We're now going to take a look at refs gone by real quick. A few ones this week. The White Rabbit, he proposed a community director. So the Polkadot Community Foundation, there's these two vacant director seats that we still need to fill. And the White Rabbit was proposing a way to elect them and remove them. This ended up failing just narrowly 44.9% nay. And if you recall, there's another ref regarding the PCF up right now, and we're going to take a look at that this week later in the show. So do stay tuned for that. This one got rejected. Nico, however, with the DeFi infrastructure and tooling bounty topped up with 1 million dot. This is a massive top up, and I don't think we see many top ups this big, but obviously a very important and successful initiative. This passed with 74.4% in favor. This proposal by Polk Assembly was retracted. This was for the Fellowship UI. If you remember, them and Subsquare went for Fellowship UI at the same time. And I think both have been pushed over to the Fellowship Treasury, which makes a lot of sense. Subwallet on their second try through the Treasury here, 795,500 USDC, 100% support for the guys at Subwallet. And we'll be seeing Ryan on stage as well. Great wallet, great product. Great team, and happy to see this pass. Here's another great team that wasn't so successful. This is Subsquid, SQD, actually, excuse me, formerly known as Subsquid. Their public data indexing infrastructure for Polkadot, just one quarter, 164.84 thousand USDC. This was rejected, 29.8% only in favor of this one. And I hope we do see them come back so we can continue this relationship with them. Very cool project and very excellent team. Oh, speaking of Sub-Zero, Ref 1748, sponsorship for active devs and community members during Polkadot Symbiosis in Buenos Aires. That's 57.54 thousand USDC. Lorena, you want to take a moment to tell us about the state of this and what people can expect going forward?
Sponsorship?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this passed, yeah.
Oh, yes, it's already passed. We already have 485 applications.
Oh my God.
And today we finished the selection. And tomorrow we will start working on communicate that.
Oh,
We
great.
should take into account that, yes, we have 4 regions, and we have many people from application from Asia and Africa,
Yeah.
and they need visa more or less than visa. So we need to rush because the visa could take until 1 month. So yes, we are working very hard for that.
So applications closed, selections are made, and you're going to be announcing it soon. What?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Thank you very, very much. So that pass was 65.9% in favor. Hopefully we get a lot of the talent on stage over there. We had this little situation with Snowbridge where some transaction failed, some funds were hung up. We had to go through the whitelisted caller track to get it all sorted out. This passed 100% in favor, not a single account voting against. Thank you very much for everybody who participated here and got it across the line, lickety split. Those are all the refs gone by this week. We are going to throw it to Mr. Peter White very soon, but I do see some new faces on the call, and we have Zafir. Did I say your name correctly there, sir? I'm sorry, Zafir, and Wasif.
Yeah.
Perfect. And Thomas from Fintradex. Now, this is a logo I've been seeing floating around a little bit. I also saw you guys were sponsoring Sub-Zero Symbiosis. I think you came on the call here today to just introduce yourselves, tell us a little bit about who you are, what you're building. Yeah, we'll give you a few minutes to do that, and then we're going to get right back to governance. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you very much, Jay. Yeah, that's the one. Look, and mentioning Sub-Zero, as you said, we're a sponsor at Sub-Zero. There'll be an event, I believe it's on the 15th, the second day. It's just a side event for a brunch. So
Cool.
I hope you guys can all make it. I think the registration details on the Luma calendar page. So everyone feel free to register. Would love to see you all there. Yeah, as you said, we just wanted to sort of just pop in, say hello, introduce ourselves. We're really trying to work with, anyone in the ecosystem. So, I mean, as a quick intro, I'm Zaf, I'm the CEO of Fintradex. I've spent about 20 odd years in cloud network systems, cybersecurity, and I've been hands-on with crypto long enough to know that momentum is what drives. Momentum comes from delivery, basically. So we're building Fintradex, which is a non-custodial order book DEX on Polkadot. Essentially, we're a small bootstrap team, and we're taking a product-first phased approach. So Fintra Lite is our DEX aggregator. It's an off-chain matching engine, and it's in testing via drop codes right now. So it's a closed testing. There's some drop codes. Anyone interested in testing it, they can DM us for a drop code. We're still clearing out the bugs, and we're aiming to have public testing, with a limited trading, sometime next month. I guess, why Polkadot? Shared security, upgradable runtime, and we just feel that it's an ecosystem that really loves builders and values the builders. So, and that's why we chose to sort of build on Polkadot. We've been working with the ecosystem, sort of collaborating. We've lucky to have people like George from Iber Labs and Matthias from SkyTel guiding us to sort of help increase the partnerships across the ecosystem, and I guess grow the entire pie together. And I guess in closing, our roadmap is to sort of keep shipping. We're planning to have an independent audit before mainnet, and deliver ZK verified matching sometime next year. Links to the team, white papers, and chain are all public. And again, if anyone wants a drop code to do some testing, drop us a DM. Yeah, and that's us.
Okay.
And we'd love to see. And we're excited to meet you all at in Argentina next month.
Okay, well, sounds good. So an order book Dex. We had an order book Dex, the Polkadex project, but they kind of like fizzled off. So you guys are picking up this this mission.
Yeah, we've been working. I mean, we've had our heads down, for the past few months, sort of building, and we sort of want to come to market with a product first. So it's going to be an iterative process as we sort of work towards, the final vision.
Cool. All right. Well, nice to have you guys on the show. Please please chime in with any advice or opinions or questions or comments for our presenters today. Nice to have you here.
Thanks so much for having us, Jay. Thank you.
Good stuff. We are now going to take a look at some refs on the go. Peter, we've had some small gains from this time last week. Now 9.7% support. Who came on the I side here? Ah, the PBA. The PBA knows what's up with Ink, right? Don't they?
Yep.
Okay, so this is yes, a new bounty you were opening 261,137 dot. And yeah, struggling right now. But opening new bounties, it's hard. So okay, welcome back to the show. We'll put 8 minutes on the clock and the floor is yours to tell us whatever you wish.
All right, awesome. Thanks for having us. And I am going to share my screen just because it's nice to have some of these things. I'm going to try something new today.
Cool.
And we were a bit inspired by Jose and Virginia's format from last week.
Oh, yes.
So this is not, hold on, let me try this one more time. I'm going to try to use this thing, the presenter overlay, so that way you can see my face better. There we go. That seems like that was working. So we were inspired by them and we wanted to have some fun because yes, our proposal is a little bit of a bloodbath currently. But we kind of just wanted to go through and address some of the concerns in kind of a Q&A format. So if at any point you have a question, just throw your hand up and we can answer it right then and there. So yeah, Rich.
Yeah, it is a bit of a bloodbath, isn't it? So Peter, let's address some of these questions. Wait until PokerVM is stable. Why don't we just do that with Ink?
So the thing with PokerVM is it kind of is stable and it's about to be stable. So basically Parity says Polkadot Hub is going to launch in December. And due to the way this palette is created that supports the contracts, you get PokerVM and you get EVM in one package. But the thing is that this is going to be deployed to production to mainnet in Polkadot. So if you don't fund Ink, then Polkadot's flagship VM is going to sit there deployed in a production capacity without a viable language that can actually use it. Ink is in December going to be the only viable language to use PokerVM. But also by supporting PokerVM earlier in Polkadot Hub, you actually are battle testing PokerVM even quicker, right? So this will help things like jam down the line. Now, one question we keep getting though is some concerns as the governance around this bounty is why curators shouldn't be active curators. Why is that, Rich?
Okay, so, well, we actually added another curator as part of strengthening the governance process ahead of creating a bounty to address this exact reason. So we want to separate interests. So we don't want anybody to actually be performing the work, be signing their own claims. So it is a 4 out of 5 multi-sig. Rogue and Mihi, one of the core developers, are the executing curators on the work that can also sign claims. However, Verdo, Parity, and Polytope are not actively contributing to Ink and can also sign claims. So you will always need a non-executing curator to sign the work of an executing curator. And we also appreciate Saxenberg's opinion on this because people who understand Ink very deeply and can actually execute the work as active members of the curation set really smoothens things out in terms of delivering things quickly and efficiently. Okay. All right. Okay, Peter. Ink isn't a necessity, is it?
So Ink, we think, is actually essential infrastructure. It is not discretionary spending. And it goes to some of those things like Polkadot Hub is supposed to kind of be this revival for Polkadot. And the main goal of it is bring smart contracts that allow DOT to do some work and essentially bring value to it. So by supporting, Solidity is one piece of that, bringing those smart contracts in. But Ink is another piece where we're bringing in, 5.1 million developers. But we're not bringing 5.1 million developers. Ink is Rust, and Rust has 5.1 million developers, and it's the world's favorite programming language. Literally, it's the most admired language for like 9 years in a row. So wouldn't you want to be able to build your Web3 infrastructure with the world's favorite programming language? And there's some examples that you'll hear us say again and again. Polkadot Hub is launching with PolkaVM and also an XCM precompile. And the thing is that these things that will be in Polkadot Hub are only usable by Ink. And without these types of things that allow like a smart contract to use the entire ecosystem and also the next generation VM, what's the difference between Polkadot Hub and just a regular EVM L1, right? With Ink, Polkadot can continue taking steps forward in their innovation. Now, one thing too that's brought up a lot is, well, Ink already has a bounty. It is bounty 19. So what's up with that?
So bounty 19 versus the proposed bounty 70. Bounty 19 is, in a nutshell, aimed at teams that want to build with Ink. It is not for building Ink. The two things are discretely different. It's like separating like the DeFi bounty versus like building Polkadot. I think that explains it pretty well. In terms of what Bounty 70 will cover, it will cover full development of the language, maintenance, audit remediation, but things more than that. So tutorial development, sending teams to the PBA, sending teams to hackathons. It covers all of these things to actually evangelize Ink and take it to the world. Bounty 19 does not cover that.
Yeah, Bounty 19 is for external teams. It's to incubate external teams to build with Ink, not build Ink.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a very expensive price tag, Peter. It's over $1 million.
And this is kind of the reason that we felt the bounty would be more appropriate, because we are asking for a larger upfront sum this time. Sorry, we're asking for a larger amount this time, but by going a bounty, we're not doing an upfront lump sum. And this gives more payments, it gives more accountability to the treasury to kind of manage that and decide, okay, we can close this bounty without actually taking those funds outside of the treasury. But also, once again, Polkadot's Hub main goal, and I think we can all agree, is get dApps to build with DOT. And you need smart contracts to be able to do that. So I think expensive is a little bit relative when we're giving a smart contract language that is ready for Polkadot and can use Polkadot and can be something that directly contributes to getting more utility in the DOT token with smart contracts, right? And the thing is, like, the premise of Web3 is use some tokens. DOT is just software. So use the software, and that provides value through its utility. And that's basically what Ink is doing, right? Now, another thing is, okay, well, why not just go for a smaller bounty or smaller amount, do milestone based and prove your responsible spending instead of going straight to this really big one?
Well, we've already done that. So in terms of adapting quickly, Ink needs to be able to adapt quickly to the rate of change that Polkadot experiences. Everybody knows it changes fast. I've been here since 2022 and I've seen it change multiple times. We're running out of time, so we better hurry up. Ink doesn't have adoption.
So yeah, Ink, I mean, Ink does not have the most adoption compared to like Solidity, for example. But the thing is it's not necessarily Ink's fault, because Polkadot has had its own struggles, and Ink has never had a place to like call itself home. But in things like solo chains like Alex Zero, Ink actually did pretty good. So why PVM and not focus more narrowly on EVM only?
Okay, so EVM brings things like oracles, existing infrastructure from existing Web3 ecosystems into Polkadot. That's awesome. Ink pushes the boundaries and core fundamentals of Polkadot, as we've already stated. It enables 5 million Rust developers. It enables early testing of PolkaVM and de-risks Jam. Last slide.
Go, that's time. Yeah, here's some things. You can screenshot that later. Here we go.
Okay.
8 minutes goes fast.
Well, that slide looked interesting. What was on that slide?
Okay, let me bring it back up. This slide is on Polkadot Asset Hub, the testnet playground for smart contracts.
Yeah.
There's about 70% of the contracts are deployed as Solidity and about 30% from the heuristics we could determine to like try to distinguish what's ink, what's Solidity. But when you go actually look at the unique accounts, ink is at 36.2% of unique accounts actually deploying there, and Solidity is at 63.8%. So like ink is not just sitting there with a few contracts. We are helping developers every single week building, and people are actually building with ink and are excited to be able to continue to build with ink.
Okay. The most surprising bit in all that for me was that in order for smart contracts to interact with the rest of Polkadot, they need to use ink. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So basically, if you want to use XCM, it's got to be ink. Because of the way the technology is built, it uses Polkadot's native stuff, and Solidity is actually super impractical. This is something that Parity said, like having a Rust-based smart contract that can use XCM is going to be very valuable, because it's very impractical in Solidity. But ink is made for Polkadot, so it can do it really, really easily by using literally the same code.
All right. Okay, sounds good. We have some comments in the chat, which we don't have time to answer, but one person said, when ZK with ink, and then they asked, what about raw PolkaVM project contracts?
So ZK with ink, I can't say exactly, but the Virdo team, they're actually doing stuff with that, building some stuff, I think called Noir, something like that. Raw PolkaVM, yeah, I mean, if people want to build raw contracts, go for it. It's not easy though.
Okay. All good. All right. Thanks a lot, Peter. And thanks, Rich. Nice presentation. Cool that you could get the slide behind you there, Peter. That was cool.
I've never used that. It's something Max had for a while.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. We're going to move on now to Ref 1764. We have Alex from Pendulum on the show. Really nice to have you, Alex. Says, I'm very curious about this proposal. 50,000 DOT is the request. Self-custodial fiat ramp covering the EU and Brazil using DEX liquidity and abstracting the UX. Yeah, basically what you're doing over there. Okay, 27.82 million against right now. That's a tough one, but we're only 1 week in. We'll put 8 minutes on the clock, sir. And why don't you tell us what's up here? And I would be curious if you could answer this one question we kept getting, or I kept seeing, is why doesn't this go to the DeFi bounty? Like, why are you coming straight to the main treasury? Okay, take it away.
Yes. Yeah, thanks. Excited to be here. 8 minutes counting, so I just jumped right into it. And little background, what we did with Pendulum and Vortex, building that ramp that is actually not, let's say, executing swaps into the target token on a centralized exchange, but on a DEX. We're directly tapping into the fiat liquidity through stablecoin issuers. So we take out some of the intermediaries there. And it's going quite successful. So we, I think, ran through this year over 1.5 million volume. It's growing. We have business clients now onboarding with the API. So that's all great. And mainly the volume is driven by people who are ramping from or to Base, other EVM chains that we are routing currently through Moonbeam, Squid Router, because there's more users. We also have a very active community on Polkadot ramping from Asset Hub, so we're very thankful for that. Also the feedback there, so that's great. And we identified an opportunity this year where we said, okay, well, now we have that infrastructure, which is a little more decentralized, bringing that volume actually to on-chain, to the DEXs instead of the SEXs. And what we can do with that is we can not only ramp to stables, but we can actually ramp to any token that is listed on a decentralized exchange, right? And we can abstract that same way that we're abstracting if someone wants to ramp into or from USDC or USDT. And with that opportunity, we said, okay, that's actually great, because then as a project, as a builder, you don't need to have a centralized exchange listing to get integrated with some rampers. You don't have this whole overhead. You can just go and target users right from fiat to your protocol, which is nice directly into your product, focusing on the product and not getting distracted by some centralized exchange fees, market makers, the whole overhead this stuff has. And at the same time, the Polkadot Hub came in, let's say, strategically as a parameter, and we thought we could probably not prioritize this to build this for Polkadot Hub right now, because we don't know yet usage, users, builders, right? But we would love, of course, to do that, because we're building and routing every transaction through Polkadot and Pendulum right now. We thought that's an opportunity because we see Polkadot Hub as a game changer. And it was one of the things we hear it always in the last 2 years. We talked to any partner. They said, yeah, if you're EVM compatible, we can make a call. If not, they just don't have the capacity to do that. So we think that's huge. We're big fans of that. That's coming, and we actually thought it might be an opportunity to make this more successful and deploy on the Polkadot Hub and welcome, let's say, builders who are extending their reach into Polkadot, right, with their Solidity code, with very low costs for them, right? No new audits to be done, right? So they can actually expand, and giving them an extra reason to come by enabling this ramp, right? Also enabling young builders projects to actually focus on the product, getting a fiat ramp for free, right? If they have a DEX listing there. So that's kind of the idea. That's the proposal. We structured that in the proposal. The technicalities are that we would deploy our DEX that we have, which is Oracle based and concentrates liquidity around an Oracle, which is a high concentration, pretty effectively ramping into a stable coin or DOT. We can still decide that. And we would deploy that as Nabla.fi. That's the project actually as a project on Polkadot Hub. Use that and put a factory tool there for the stables we have, Brazilian Real, etc. Right? So and serve right natively for new projects that want to deploy or deploying on Polkadot Hub. So and the second thing we thought, okay, we might not cover, like we're not like having the super DEX, right? We have a DEX that's optimized for these stablecoin swaps. So we also add a routing feature that if you are listed on HydroDX or on Hydration or some other DEXs, that we actually then find the route through the DEX and abstract that journey, not only using our DEX, but also the ecosystem DEXs that are already there, right? So that's like the second part of the technicality. So that's the pitch, that's the proposal. We would love, of course, to collect feedback. We'd love to hear how the community thinks about that. We heard some votes so far and some minor comments. We haven't really gathered actual comments, let's say, to the topic from the community, which we are happy to also get questions here. And regarding this bounty question, which we heard also from here and there, some of our peers, we haven't reached out yet, and it's the first week in, as you said, but we thought it's good to actually discuss this maybe in the community. So that's one reason. Second is that we are not only, let's say, applying here or not only asking for deploying a ramp or building a fiat ramp, something. So it's a little broader. There's a DeFi aspect to it. We put a DEX there, right? There's more work that's not only around that fiat ramping part that I think Velocity Labs is managing right now. So we thought it's good to start that first thing, a broader discussion in the treasury and take everyone in that. So that's, I think, the background of that. And maybe closing. So we would build that. We call it any token ramp, like it's a working title, right? We would build that anyway, let's say next year, or maybe mostly integrating with where users are. So we can build a business case. We have privately financed, so we have to like prioritize on business cases. And then we could probably only prioritize the Polkadot Hub later next year, right? But we think it's a good opportunity maybe to have that already live when it launches, to get a successful launch of the Polkadot Hub accelerated, or let's say increase the successes there. So that's all for it. We're happy for any feedback,
Okay.
and of course we keep building here.
All right,
Go ahead.
We only have 90 seconds. I'll just say real quick, I think this is a DeFi bounty thing, and DeFi bounty isn't just ramps. DeFi bounty is all DeFi,
Right.
including DEXs and whatnot. And so you might, I mean, if anything, you might have hurt yourself by coming to the open treasury here, because if you get rejected in the open treasury, then sometimes bounties take that as a signal that they shouldn't support anything. I would reach out to the DeFi bounty as soon as possible and see if there's any way you can get movement here. And if there is, then I would take down this ref before it totally gets rejected, personally. And the other thing about this ref I'll say real quick is that you're requesting DOT here from milestones that are going to be built out like months and months and months from now. But generally, we do stablecoin requests are a little less dramatic generally in the treasury.
Okay.
kind of like saying like, okay, we're going to build something for hydration in February for 10,000 DOT today. It's as far as like I don't know, just responsible spending goes, it doesn't really make a lot of sense for the treasury to be paying out like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Julian, I was missing that development, so
Yeah,
I
no,
didn't
that's
know
okay.
that actually stables are the way to go. But
Yeah,
yeah, thanks.
but I would go talk to DeFi Bounty. I mean, this is really cool. I would love to. Yeah, Funky's gonna hit us. This is a really, really cool feature. I think would like to off ramp without going through a SEX would be amazing. And I think the fees would probably be lower for a lot of people as well. I think this is a very, very cool thing. But we've already delegated. We just put a 1 million DOT aside for this sort of thing. So
All right. Yeah, if it's a match with DeFi Bounty, I mean, we thought it's, I mean, going to the community, it doesn't matter at the end which bank account is pooled, but if it matters.
no, because the DeFi Bounty will also be able to manage you throughout the milestones. Whereas this, we just give 50,000 up front, and then who knows what happens. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that makes.
Let me connect you. Let me connect you with them in Telegram. Okay.
Yes, sure. Thanks.
Cool, man. All right.
Cool.
Thanks for coming on. I think this is really cool. I mean, I'm probably not alone in thinking off ramping from on chain would be amazing. Cool. Okay, let's keep moving here. Oh, hey, we want to hear from Sergey. Hey, Sergey, welcome back, dude. You're on the line here, man. 44.4% in favor at ref 1762, and you're about a third of the way through the decision period.
Yes.
This is anybody's game. What do you want to say today?
Yeah, so we received quite a lot of comments, so it's definitely great to see that there is engagement with the proposal. I would like to go over some key misconceptions and some of the main concerns that people might be voting nay.
Okay.
And I would like to clear everything up. I mean, at the end of the day, this is something pretty abstract and new, so I do understand that some people might misunderstood some of the things that we are proposing and the work we are doing. So first of all, there were some questions about marketplace activity. I would like to clear that up. So the previous proposal was for the marketplace going live on Polkadot. Right now, the marketplace is not live on Polkadot, and for the short-term future, it will be not, as it was rejected in the previous proposal. So in general, asking questions regarding the marketplace in this proposal is not really relevant, because the entire proposal is for the RegionX hub, which is right now the primary application for Agile core time. So this proposal by no means covers the marketplace. So it's totally focused on the RegionX hub. So I would like to clear that up. The other thing is there were some comments about competitors. I am assuming this confusion is coming from Elastic. Right now, we are the only team that is actively working on an application for Agile core time. Elastic was another team that took the same challenge as we did, but they are no longer maintained. They are no longer maintained since the end of last year. So right now, there is no other competition and no one building out something similar to what we are. So I'm not sure. I'm assuming I say Elastic is the reason why these comments exist, but I would like to clear that up, that right now and for quite some time, we are the primary application for Agile core time. So there are no really competitors and no one we could possibly copy and do redundant work. So that's also a confusion that I have seen. Another thing is risk assessment. As I said, RegionX Hub is an application. It is a UI. It does not affect the economy of Agile core time, does not affect the security of Polkadot. So these comments are not really applicable here. Another big thing is maintenance costs. I see a lot of people confuse the cost of parachain, of deploying and having a parachain, and the cost of maintaining a UI that is the RegionX Hub. So for the parachain, the costs are, of course, quite higher, but for the RegionX Hub, the only maintenance cost we have is the indexers. Right now, the cost of indexers is about $13,000 a year. And we have talked with the parity data team, actually, they are already indexing core time data. We are just waiting them to make everything public. So once that exists, we won't have to maintain our own indexers anymore. So the maintenance cost of the Region X hub will actually be none. I think that's quite a big thing to understand about the project. Also, there are some questions about, have you reached out to UX Bounty and did you do a UX audit? We have not so far. I talked with members from the UX Bounty, and the main reason why we haven't done it yet and why we want to do it now is because so far we have been building out key features and key aspects of the UI. So we did not consider that it was the appropriate time to get the UX Bounty, as we had a lot of plans on the UI side and we were changing a lot of things. But now that things are stabilized and pretty much everything that we have envisioned regarding Agile Core Time is delivered on the user interface, it is now the right time to reach out the UX Bounty, and we will do so. I'm here to answer any other questions or concerns, because I would like everyone to have a good overview of the project to be able to make the best decision on their own.
Okay, great. Yeah, let's open it for comments or questions. We have Big Tommy coming over, actually. Tommy, how's it going, mate? Do you have any questions on the Region X proposal here? Is that why you're jumping in?
Good morning. No, just dropping in regularly.
Nice to see you. You know, Sergey, as far as the competition goes, I think it's not about Elastic, but there's this other dev who's been kind of building up a little bit of a core time app as well. Limo showed it on the show a couple Mondays ago. Have you heard about that?
I think I have seen a tweet, but I'm not sure how much effort has been put into it, and a lot of it is, I mean, for example, if you take a look at the sales cycle graph, it's pretty much the one we have on the Region X hub. I mean, even the colors are the same.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what are the ideas behind that project and how much is it in development, because I have no issues at all with the project, and I do think it is great to have people working on such things, but I haven't taken that as really a competition, because I have seen some parts of the UI practically being copied from Region X hub, and
right.
I do not see it match the work that we have done so far.
Yeah. I think they're super early stages here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's on the screen now. Yeah, Peter?
Well, just a quick question is, what are the consequences to Polkadot if Region X isn't funded in the treasury?
Good question.
Yeah, so right now, as I said, we are the primary application actually for Agile Core Time. The only alternative right now is using Polkadot.js. So getting an overview of the sales cycles and doing everything using Polkadot.js is, in my opinion, and I think in the opinion of many, is not the best way to have things done in the ecosystem. Also, it's pretty bad if you see other teams or teams that are transitioning to Agile Core Time have to rely on Polkadot.js. So it's definitely not a great experience, and it does not portray a good image of Polkadot, in my opinion, especially with Agile Core Time being such a core piece of Polkadot. It is not something on this side, but it is actually it is basically the main product that Polkadot offers. And I think having a UI for having an overview over such system is pretty important. It is not something on this side, but it is actually the main product of Polkadot. So I do not think that would be using Polkadot.js for that would be the best option.
Good answer. Okay, anything else at this moment? Yeah, James, what's up?
I just wanted to say I've been following this as well, and I've been an eye from the beginning. And if you look at the votes coming in, there's a lot of good support across the eco.
Yeah.
I think that, Sergey, you've done a great job of addressing a lot of the questions and concerns. So I would say just kind of keep it up. There's still some time left, and hopefully we'll see the votes swing in favor.
Yeah, we hope so.
Yeah, if you could turn trustless, that would put you up to almost 3 million up there. Yeah. So are you speaking with Trustless and the Nay DAOs against? I mean, Chaos DAO is hard to reach. They're also Nay.
Yeah, Chaos DAO is hard to reach. I mean, I do not think they have left a comment on this one. I did not. Yeah, I reached out to some of the DAOs. I'm in the process of talking with some of them. So yeah, my goal is just to address the main misconceptions. Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. Well, thanks very much, sir. We, like James said, we still have quite a bit of time here, so we'll see how that goes. And also, if any support comes in from Parity or the Web3 Foundation, who's now voting in the Treasury, we hear. So that could really change things as well. Thank you very much, sir. We're gonna now, oh, very special treat for us. We have Angie back on the show. Hey, Angie, how's it going?
Good. How are you, Jay?
Oh, I'm doing great, thank you. Just enjoying AAG as we do every Thursday here. We've been wanting to get you on for a few weeks because you wanted to share some big updates from your work with the Dot Play project.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are excited to report that to the community that the Games Bounty will send capital back to the Treasury. Because I have a Kraken account, it's a corporate account. For some reason, I'm unable to send USDC back. So we're working out something with the Web3 Foundation. But basically, we're going to be returning all the initial capital that was deployed for the Roblox project. And at the same time, we'll close the remainder of the Games Bounty. We posted on the forum our plan, but just as a reminder, while we will close this Games Bounty for general funding of games initiatives run by us, we've already posted our nomination for Strin Bergman and James Slusser, who's on this call, to run with the baton. And I'm sure others might want to throw in their name as well. But I think that it's important to understand that the games publisher piece of the bounty will continue. We'll continue to manage these partnerships. So far, of all of the projects that we entered into in building this games publisher in Polkadot, only the Roblox one has returned the capital, and then we're still working though and actively managing the others, which I'll have listed on the forum. But you guys will recognize all the names. The one that I wanted to, I just wanted to give a quick one-liner on is Polkadot Avatars, which will, I want to give a special shout out to Ilya on that. He's been working really hard to build a Polkadot native UGC tool package with, along with Ayuna's tools like Sage. And he's going to be rolling out a video soon to kind of give game developers a teach-in and how to use these tools to use, which give you the ability to use Polkadot Hub in Roblox and other platforms. And so anyway, stay tuned on that as well.
Okay. Hey, what's this forum post that you're talking about? What do I search here? I want to pull it up.
I posted it about a month ago, but I'm going to post another update with this, what I just said today, as soon as I can get the details from Web3 on returning the capital.
Okay, so this is very great. Okay, so just to remind everybody, we had the Games Bounty, you had the Dot Play project. From that, you were doing some game publishing, which entitled us to some revenue from those games, and you're going to return a bunch of capital back to the Treasury. Can you say how much?
Yeah, 500K. That's how much that's in USDC. That's how much we deployed to the Polkadot project, and including, so we call it net revenues in gaming.
Yeah.
Including a lot of the costs it took to set up the publisher, which most of which are legal in negotiating these deals. We are able to return the full amount of capital. So the other ones, I'll just give you, as a reminder, the list: Nitro Nation, Everloot, Visible Realms, and Building Blocks. Those are still in progress, and we'll continue to manage those and hopefully return capital on those as well. The original idea, really, Jay, just as a reminder, was Bill Laboon inspired us to create some sort of, he said, we need business models that actually give money back to the Treasury over time, not just take money out. And this is not an investment fund. This is an actual business, a games publisher that is generating revenues, and we're returning on a project by project basis the capital back.
Okay, so that's great. So this, can you say which project this 500, this 500,000 is coming from?
It's all from the Roblox project.
And that's going to continue to
Yes.
produce revenue, which you'll continue to collect on behalf of the Treasury. Is that right? Or what does that look like?
That's correct. We need to we're trying to return capital on all of the projects that we invested in,
Yeah.
and that we're still managing. And just on that, just so everyone knows, Signum Growth, which is my firm, is funding all of that, all of our people. We're going to continue to kind of subsidize the games publisher,
Great.
because we were part of the Web3 project, which is wrapped up. So yeah, but as soon as we start getting capital back from all these other projects, we'll return them kind of one by one. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. It does. All right, perfect. That's incredible. Okay, so 500,000 back to the Treasury. I did that to me, but it's actually to the Treasury. And we're gonna. That's very, very impressive. Thank you very much for that update. So you're
Of
working with the
course.
Web3 Foundation to return these funds. You're gonna post a full post-mortem in the forum, and then there'll be
Yep.
some more revenue in the future.
Yeah. Exactly.
Good job, Angie. You
And
are awesome.
hopefully Strindbergman and James will run with the baton.
That's cool. James, did you want to say anything about this?
Just that Daniel and I have been talking for quite a while. We were waiting for Angie to be able to wrap up the financials of the current situation. So I would say stay tuned, and yeah, we'll be back with some more info soon.
That's awesome. Thank you very much, Angie.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on. We're going to look at some refs on the go here, starting with what I hinted at the beginning of the show. This is ref 1749. Okay, so this is that other ref for electing directors to the Community Foundation. And surprisingly, in the last few days of the decision period, this is really struggling. 26.3% in favor of this. And we can look at the vote right now. We see Saxonburg, CyberGov, and GovernNown. Okay, all the AIs on the I side. And Red, Dowland, Nexus, and Trustless Core on the nay side. And last week, Lorena, you were trying to explain to me what was happening here. We were having a little bit of miscommunication, but I kind of understood after that the worry is that these directors who are elected into these director seats on behalf of the community may be more beholden to the foundation, the Polkadot Community Foundation, than the Treasury, which could result in some situation of conflict of interest. And Tommy, I'm going to actually read a statement here, and then we'll throw it to you, okay? All right. Okay, that's a right summary, right, Lorena? That's basically the worry here, is that these directors could kind of be more beholden to the foundation than the Treasury, and it could okay. All right, so here's a statement I got from them. Bear with me here. It is true that legally, directors must serve the interests of the foundation. However, the interests of the foundation are defined by the foundation's governing documents, the bylaws, documents, okay. The bylaws state that directors are to implement any proposal approved by the token holders, and they may use discretion so long as such activities do not contradict the terms set forth in any proposal approved by token holders. The bylaws also state that the foundation represents the token holders' interests, and that directors are required to act in the direction of the token holders. The PCF's Articles of Associations establish 5 director seats, 3 of which were filled at incorporation, 2 of which can only be filled by an OpenGov ref, and will be vacant until then. In other words, the way the PCF is set up, it has no mission or goals other than those that come from OpenGov referenda, making it a vassal of token holders and OpenGov. Given that the PCF was already approved and is already operating, it will continue to conduct business exactly as it does today if referendum 1749 is rejected. It would be better if 2 community appointees were present in all PCF matters to help interpret token holder wishes, advocate for the broader Polkadot alignment where relevant, and potentially report back to the community any instances of personal misalignment. Also worth noting that the PCF bylaws allow a simple referendum to name someone and approve them as a director. That can still happen in the future regardless of the outcome of 1749. 1749 suggests an orderly nomination and side-by-side voting process as a way to draw max engagement and consideration for these initial appointments, but is not strictly necessary. So we can still elect people even if this fails. But yeah, I wonder if this clears things up for you, Lorena, and anybody else who had concerns. And it's somewhat like I was expecting. The PCF has no mandate except what comes from OpenGov. So, yeah. Okay, Tommy, well, let's start to you first. What do you think, Tommy?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit into a similar tune, but it's more like a rant. So everything is already laid out in a foundational document of the foundation.
Yeah.
So everything that we have with these proposals is to specify it out a little bit more and give a little bit of process, right? So I don't really see how any problems would be introduced by the refs that we have right now. It's more like that it gives more specific clarity. And on the flip side, I mean, eventually it does not really matter. As long as there's any OpenGov ref coming in appointing directors, it has to be executed by the foundation, right? So the first time I saw these proposals, I was thinking, I mean, this could have been solved by a forum post also, because anything that would follow later on would already supersede it or overrule it, right? So, but I think rejecting it introduces more uncertainty in the system because we already have a hard time finding directors.
Yeah.
And now we are creating a situation where the basic situation, the basic rules are already outlined in the foundational document of the foundation, and now we're contradicting those by voting nay and saying we don't want to have that. So I think it just creates uncertainty for anyone who would consider becoming a director.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of annoyed by it all too because it just didn't make any sense to me. All right, I sent you the links over there to the. That was a statement I read from Jason, who's been on the show previously. He texted me that, but I sent the links to the bylaws and the PCF Articles of Association to double check. But like again, this organization, they're going to do absolutely nothing unless we tell them to do something, and they're only going to do what we tell them. I cannot possibly understand this wild edge case where they go rogue against Polkadot. I have no idea what that could even look like, or what resources would even be available to do it. All right. Okay. So anyway, we'll check back on that next week because we're going to have an outcome of this. But I really encourage everybody who's voted against this to just take another look and at least abstain. At least abstain. This is Red DAO, Linexus, and Trustless Core all on the nay side here. Yeah, that would be helpful if you could abstain here. And whoever found this wild situation where there could be this conflict of interest or anything, it'd be great if you checked out the documents described and possibly help us undo this what seems like very unnecessary drama. If I'm wrong, well, let me know, but I don't know. Doesn't seem worth all this drama here. All right, let's keep going here. A few more refs on the go. 1752. This is Jose's proposal for the new Ventures Acceleration Program, 108,000 USDT. This is going to settle in a few days with just 1% in favor, but they were saying that they're speaking with the Web3 Foundation, might be a better fit for something like this. And so we'll have to hear from them again in the future. Shankar and the Edgeware DAO's proposal to get a little funding for the work they did on the SCR SR 25519 thing has not been able to get a lot of support either. Only 11% in favor of this in the final days of the decision period. And also wanted to touch base on this native PUSD ref. Speaking of unnecessary drama in OpenGov, for fuck's sake. This is a wish for change posted by Colorful Notion halfway through the decision period. Looking to validate the choice to use PUSD as the native stablecoin of Polkadot. 25% in favor of this one halfway through the decision period. Personally, think it was too early to ask this question, especially with a terrible name like PUSD. Again, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, it's USDOT, and we'll see if that even comes out. But if we're going to have PUSD, so be it. But 25% in favor of this one. Wish for change to close. Wish for change. I'm still in support of that one. Okay, and that's it for refs on the go this week. I'll open it up for anybody else to share some ideas. Tommy, I see you're working on we're working on the budget.
Yeah, next treasury report is incoming.
Cool.
I started working a little bit on it. I have the balance sheet. It's no big changes, I would say. I think it was a calm quarter in terms of like basic operations. Pretty straight. Yeah, but more to come.
Any surprises whatsoever that you found?
Not yet. I didn't check yet the individual referenda. We will see. What we will try to do is also follow it up with a little bit of a proposal on how we could do think about the budget in the future. Not sure what how exactly the Web3 Foundation is going to develop, but since we are having the budget next year, and previously we've been spending about $100 million per year. So if this is a budget of like $50 million per year, plus minus, for the next year, we should have more clarity because there will be cuts somewhere. And I think the important part is have some kind of negotiation. So maybe organizing something around Sub-Zero, a workshop where people can come together, debate it, and brainstorm a little bit, because I think it will take a lot of debate and negotiation and consideration to maybe come to some kind of consensus of what would be a good path forward.
Yeah, very, very good. Looking forward there. You know, kind of funny though, since we cap supply, the Treasury and also this new DV set, the Treasury is just so conservative. I don't know if we've ever seen the Treasury this conservative. We're really only spending to bounties and operational stuff. Maybe let's just take a quick look because there aren't even that many proposals up right now. Let's just take a quick walk through the open refs right now. All of them on the Wish for Change track. We had those conflict of interest refs by Shorn here. Those are not doing very well. Those are total nays. See Paradox's public RPC bounty refill, 110,000 DOT. This is 100% support. And we keep seeing this again and again. Filling a bounty, all for it. Straight spend's not really happening though. Here's another example. Laos's Bitcoin Polkadot project, 40,000 DOT, only 9.2% in favor. The DOTS, very, very popular project, looking for support, 17.7% in favor. The PokaWatch decentralized analytics platform, they've come back with the stablecoin spend, doing a little bit better than their DOT request, but still under the line at 49%. Oh, also Treasury Guardian, by the way, who's been doing that work on Kusama to kind of test this idea of delayed payouts on milestones. They have just come to the Treasury with a big, what is this? What the hell is this? We actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stablecoin spends here. The first one of 26.6 thousand, the rest of 11.4 thousand, and they look, they've done their proof of concept on Kusama, and they're coming to request building out this project here on Polkadot. Okay, well, hopefully we get them on the show very soon, and they've managed to convince everybody of the value of this project. This is again, oh, never mind, I forget. All right, and that's it. That's all the refs that are on the go. So very, very bearish on spending in the Treasury here. And I don't know if that's the DVs or this coming cut to income, but that's the situation here in Polkadot. I want to thank everybody for joining the show today. We'll be back on Monday for another round of AAG, all Kusama focused. And Florentina, we want to hear from you. What's up?
Sorry to cut you, Jay. No, I was wondering, I just wanted to share, it was so amazing to hear this afternoon the Parity, Pavla, and Yanyan present the reliability dashboard.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody watched it, but if not, then please go ahead and watch it. This is great. I think, trying to speak to the people who are actually going to use our technology in words that they can understand, having real metrics that are comparable to right now Web2 world, and eventually having also measurable things that can be compared between one blockchain and another, so people can make real decisions of how reliable they think that this technology is and whether they want to use it or not. And just like being able to have all the data and look at it and see like, okay, is the problem with your app directly, or is the problem with the network? And then is somebody already working on it? It's just, this is great. All this like transparent data that we can actually look at, and that people can actually bring projects to Polkadot knowing how it works and understanding it. It's just amazing what they're doing, and I'm just really excited about it.
Awesome. Hey, what's the is it live yet? What's the address?
No, it's not live yet. It will be live by the end of the year, they said, but they are already using it internally in Parity for several things.
Cool. Okay, maybe it gets released at Sub-Zero. You never know. Could be good. Guys, thanks very much. I wanted to apologize real quick because last Thursday, I was like, look out for a Space Monkeys episode with John from Skybridge, but then we had regulatory issues. Okay, we needed the episode cleared first, so we're gonna release that this Sunday, and it's gonna be very, very cool. Check it out for a bullish take on Polkadot and the whole Web3 industry in general from a guy from Skybridge Capital. It's very, very cool. That's with our friends at Polkadot Capital Group. Thank you to them for making it possible. But yeah, that's the show this week. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you very soon.
Bye.
Thank you.